I'll be planting a tea garden in this area. I have plants in other parts of the yard that I use to make tea, and I've decided to consolidate them into a single area. First, I will gather the surviving tea plants from the various places they are growing and put them here. We already have a peppermint plant established here, and it will spread as the summer progresses. Before I start planting the tea plants, I'll pull the weeds that are growing here. Catnip tea is said to cure all sorts of things, and I like its woodsy undertone when mixed with other herbs, but it spreads. We have more catnip here than we can really need, and it spreads more rapidly than some of the other plants I want to plant here, so I'll pull most of it. Most of these weeds will go into the compost pile, but we use a slow composting method that won't heat up enough to kill weed seeds, so we put weeds that have already gone to seed in the trash. The lemon balm in my herb garden has taken over the spot I want to use for summer savory, so I'll dig part of it and plant it in the tea garden, then remove the rest so I can plant summer savory from seed. This spearmint escaped from the bed where I planted it and grew under the path, so I'll dig these roots and plant them in the herb garden. There are 3 growth points, all connected to the same shallow root. In the herb garden, I'll start by planting the spearmint, putting the root close to the surface at about the same depth that it grew in the other garden. Getting the root underground and the green leafy parts above ground is essential. I'm separating the single branching root so I can plant it in 2 different spots. It will fill in this part of the tea garden. Spearmint is a hardy plant and will start growing as soon as I water it. It will soon be established. I make a tea with spearmint, peppermint, and stevia that's very popular at the summer gatherings in our neighborhood. The lemon balm I brought from the herb garden will establish itself this summer and spread through the tea garden next year. We'll see whether the catnip or lemon balm, spearmint or peppermint is the most dominant. They are all from the same family and spread rapidly. I need to water all the plants well as I plant them so that the soil comes in close contact with the roots. Here I will plant some German chamomile that I started from seed in the greenhouse. There are 2 kinds of chamomile, German chamomile and Roman chamomile. German chamomile is better for
Okay.
tea. It can reseed itself, but it doesn't spread as aggressively as the mints, so I'm leaving some space around it. This mullein plant conveniently came up in this pot in another part of my yard. I will plant it in the corner of the tea garden and see if it survives, even though I had to cut the taproot to move the pot, because the taproot had grown through the bottom of the pot into the soil. If it doesn't survive, I'll plant seed from one of the other mullein plants that come up all over my yard. Mullein tea is beneficial if you have a persistent cough. You can use the leaves or the flowers, although the leaves can cause skin irritation in some people. The roots and stems are toxic. Strain the tea through a cloth to make sure you get rid of all the little hairs that can irritate your throat. I am also planting lavender here. My lavender chamomile tea is almost as popular as my double mint tea. This plant probably won't have enough blooms to make a difference this year, but I should be able to make quite a bit of lavender chamomile tea next year. I sweeten most of my teas with stevia, drying and crushing the leaves just like I do the leaves of the other plants. I use only a small amount of stevia because the pure leaves taste very sweet. I've ordered a couple of stevia plants, but they haven't arrived yet. Thanks for watching the creation of the tea garden. Watch for another video of us harvesting, drying, and making tea with the leaves later in the summer.